is a fail.
Yes, I wanted to end the review right there. And that would just the one. That's just the review in its complete entirety. But I guess we should go ahead and review the rest of episode 4. My God.
So we always get these scripts, and then we go, "What's happening?"
Okay.
To be fair, Joe.
To be fair.
Don't do it.
They got a few things.
Alex is going to be fair? That's wild on Rings of Power. No. Well, you'll have to tell me what
There
you
are
thought.
some. I do actually believe that there are some things they did better in this episode, but there's so many things they did far worse.
I'm very curious which ones you think did better, because this was worse for me. And I'd like to begin by highlighting some similarities to what's happening in House of the Dragon and GRRM. When we were playing Warhammer yesterday on stream, somebody came over on our Twitch. Go hang out on our Twitch. And let me know that, hey, did you see George R.R. Martin's blog post? I was like, no. And by the time I looked, it got taken down. So I guess HBO asked him to remove it.
They asked him with a letter saying, "We will fucking sue you.
We will fucking come after you," because he was criticizing the decisions in the show, changing his book material. And more so, he kind of dropped a few spoilers, light spoilers for the next season.
The book's been out long enough.
It's bullshit. Yeah. But this draws exact parallels. Unfortunately, Tolkien is not alive to, give his opinions on what Amazon is doing. Yeah, exactly. But it, and I picked up on this comment that I think highlights everything perfectly.
Trash.
That there's a few of those. But I am just continually baffled by these showrunners. Is their ego really so large that they just can't help but make large sweeping changes, to shows? Wheel of Time, Rings of Power, Game of Thrones season six on. Witcher, Acolyte, there was no source material. This is making a point about the source material. I just don't get it. Adopt the source material as close as one-to-one as possible.
Yeah, Halo.
It is your job to adapt this to the visual media. Go write a book if you want to write your own story. If you want your own story published, go write a book. Stop trying to write your own books on top of other people's hard work who have wrote their own fucking books.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's happened here. We fuck around with, Tom Bombadil, who has never been seen before on screen. They couldn't help themselves. That is just a corporate thing. We're doing an adaptation of Lord of the Rings, and it's already been done amazingly. We have a shittier age that's less interesting. What do? Oh, hey, we could do one thing nobody else has done. Take Tom Bombadil, who is a extremely interesting character, some people's favorite characters. So many wild theories and speculations about who Tom Bombadil is. And this show essentially, in my opinion, now ruins it. Tom Bombadil is ruined for me because it pretty much confirms not only who Tom is, but also confirms what I said I would hate the series for. If they did the member berries and they made the Stranger and Sour Man Gandalf, if they made these two, Gandalf and Saruman, in the days before, do you remember Harfoots? Do you remember Hobbits? And they did that. They did that here. All but confirmed. We'll get into the details. Alex has been going on and on about desert Harfoots, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know how you knew this.
It was in the
confirmation.
trailers.
Oh, it was in the trailers.
Yeah.
Confirmation, desert Harfoots. What the fuck? Not only that, but they came from the desert? That was their origin this whole fucking time?
The stools.
That's what I thought. That's how I wrote that same thing, Alex.
It's like, oh, wait, no, never mind.
Stools. What do they call these stupid things? And then we have to talk a little bit. It completely flew over my head. I don't even know if we talked about it in episode 3 because it didn't register. An orc turns around and, why do we have to keep fighting, master? Yeah, I don't want to fight no more.
I was just
turns
thinking
around.
that. It's like, nobody wants war. The orcs don't want war. They want to stay home with their babies.
Babies! There's an orc baby! How did I miss this? That orc woman was so ugly. I thought it was just another
I thought she
person.
had like food or something. Nope, that's her fucking
And the
baby.
food, that's a baby. Go, and when we watched it, I was like, what the fuck? Because everybody was like, this wholly destroys the lore. Yes, Tolkien himself wasn't 100% sure on the origins of the orcs and what direction to take them. Were they corrupted elves? Were they born of, mud and slime, and are they inherently evil, or do they do other things? One thing that he did say is they do procreate like humans do. That's fine, because we don't know whether their birth is, they accelerate like aliens, like a xenomorph, their life cycle super quick, or whether they have to be raised and they loved for and cared for, and all they want is to raise the family and be left alone like fucking hobbits. So now you ruin that. Not only you ruin it for this show, because Galadriel's like, I will murder your price, but you have Aragorn in the fourth age, completely genocides an entire race. He kills all of the fucking orcs in the fourth age. So
Women and the kids,
he's just
too.
saying everybody's just racist assholes who aren't letting the orcs live their lives.
No.
What is this? I know you're trying to do the Adar thing. You're trying to be like, oh, he's the father, and the father cares, and then their children must be protected. But you don't know what you're doing. You don't understand the lore that you're playing with. And this is just confirmation, and in this episode as well, that this is just really bad fan fiction. But usually fan fiction are from fans that understand. The message is here, and then they have the characters say something that the characters would never say. But here, they don't even understand. Joe, could you change that light while Alex tells us? No, we won't pause. Alex, tell us what you thought of this episode.
Of the episode or the baby?
Oh, the baby. Let me get your opinion on the baby since we didn't talk about it.
I have no issue with the existence of orc women or children. I think it's totally fine. And, it's one of the things that he himself wrote. Totally okay. I think the problem is the modern lens on the source material and them tweaking things. And this is just another instance of it. Elrond's stupid fucking hair. Like, he's got a short haircut because it's like a modern haircut. People with like shaved sides of the head, they're doing things to make it more appeal to modern audiences. One of the things that modern things are always doing, they're trying to soften the bad guys, make it feel like maybe I could be on their side. This is the kind of a super Catholic man's creation tale about the literal devil coming to Earth, corrupting people, making his own version of demons who are warlike and crazy. And I don't necessarily need to feel bad for the demons. No. And I just think it's another of the long list of
modern inclusion.
Yeah, it's just a stupid thing to throw in there. And it's because they want to do like a modern take on it. And I just didn't think that they need to do it. But I'm not so mad at it because this is one of 100 fucking things. And so it's just like my anger is evenly spread over all of this stuff, and it comes back into this episode where we have included force healing into the... Yes. We can now force heal people. You are on the edge of death, and I can go...
You can do that?
No. And then
I do the opposite. I'm more forgiving of force healing from magical rings than I am of trying to soften an entire, villain, evil and good, and then making Aragorn commit genocide and wiping them out in the fourth age when all they wanted to do was be left alone and raise their babies and families.
With slaves.
In love. With love.
Love and slaves.
Yes.
I don't like that either. I mean, this episode, I think they at least tried to do the passing of distance better, but it also made the previous episode worse when Galadriel and Elrond on horses for 450 miles between Eregion and Lindon. And remember, she's grabbing at the thing for 450 miles.
Yeah, that was really bad.
That's the same distance that they decide to walk.
That's what I was thinking.
In
I was
this
like,
ep-
I was
in this
like, in the
episode.
first episode, it's like, oh,
Well, that's why I said, did you just say they did it better? I think they did it worse
Yes.
in this episode.
Well, the passage
What are
of
you
distance
talking
is
about?
better.
No.
Because it makes you feel like it's a long way.
Yes.
Like the way they filmed it.
Where they
the way
show
filmed-
the map?
Yeah, the way
That
that
is-
is better.
Okay. But it's still really
it's
bad.
super stupid that they
Yes.
just walk the whole goddamn way.
it's like, this is
the
going to take
scene
us
cut-
2 weeks. It's like, what if we rode by horse? Would it not take it would take us less than 2 weeks?
It took 30 seconds last time.
It
like-
didn't make any sense because
Yeah.
I was like,
What
wait
are
a
you
minute.
doing?
You just said, I'm going to get 2 swordsmen and 1 archer. And then the next scene, you see these tiny little munchkins, on a ridge. And I'm like, what are
they
is
walking?
this scene connected to the last scene? Oh, I'm already in the traveling to the
Yeah.
next area, and then it was over, and I was like, "Oh my god, that was really bad."
Yeah, there's a lot of disconnects between this and the other one. I mean, there's another one where they find the message from Gil,
yeah.
where it's like
That
with the
was-
horses, and it's like, wait a minute, in the previous one you show that it's left behind as the bodies get dragged away.
Bad writing.
There's no continuity between like the directors aren't watching the previous director's work, and
They're
so
not
there's like
watching
there's
their
some
own
weird
shit.
there's weird stuff.
This is what I wrote. They're making Middle Earth so fucking small.
They're blocks away.
They're like sound stages. And I'm completely knocked out. I was knocked out last episode. I was knocked out a long time ago. But I'm even more knocked out. We're in a bunch of sound stages. You're telling me that they send 1 fucking messenger, or like, let's say two soldiers, to send the most important message. Hey, Sauron is fucking with you right now. And then, but Sauron had no idea they were sending this message. The fucking elves had no idea that they were sending this message. And that just so happened that the messenger was fucking killed. And I guess this episode tries to explain it. But of all, you know how big the fucking landmass is?
Not very big.
It's just ridiculous that you'll find that 1 horse and you stop him before the message gets there. How convenient. But then it's even more convenient that the elves go to find the exact path in the exact location that exact messenger was killed. I guess there's just one way.
Yes.
It's Invisible Walls video game. You can't go around. You can't do that. You have to go right here, one area. Just
That is correct.
and all these contrivances and all of these conveniences and all of these things, they're really poor writing devices. They're crutches, and it continues with almost every single thing in here, every single plot point that tries to drive the story forward. It's just really annoying. And what really pisses me off about episode 4 is that, the compelling stuff that Joe mentioned last time that he likes is the Sauron and that stuff. It's kind of working. But no, we take this one, we go to Rune again, and Rune is very much expanded. Tom Bombadil is introduced, and
We get our stool sample.
and we pretty much get confirmation yet again in the most contrived way. Did y'all catch this? I didn't catch it on first watching. I caught it in the after show. So there was a preview after that had clips. And one of the Harfoots was like, who is that man you're traveling with? And he's like, oh, he's a
wizard.
a grand.
She's like, he's big.
grand.
He's a
Oh.
giant. He's like, oh, he's an elf, and he's like, no.
Who is he, anyways?
He's a giant.
What? Like an elf?
Bigger than that.
Oh, so he's a great big grand elf.
He's bigger than that. A grand elf.
Gandalf!
Getting closer. Getting
Gandalf!
closer.
Are you serious?
It's very
And so
good.
they're planning all this is so stupid. You'll hear the name. You'll know the name when you hear it. Grand, half, or grand. Do you have a grand half? Grand half?
have grand elf.
Grand elf. Grand half. Grand half. I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah, I don't think there's any point to keep hiding the names. Because, I mean, this is what? Now we've gone a full season and a half, and we're still not over, like, telling me who this guy is.
So you have that storyline, and that's expanded here, and I was just bored. I was even more bored with the fucking I don't know any of these goddamn characters' names. The fucking Don Lemon and Estrid is her name.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Theo
Don
quest.
Lemon and the stupid love
don't care
story.
about the
I
fucking-
don't care. No. And Theo and his stepdad
Theo.
Don Lemon, and whether they will or won't they with Isildur and fucking Wild Lady. Does anyone care? If you
Maybe
care,
like 2 people.
I'm
mom.
so curious. They're like, oh my god, there's so much love between these two, and I feel it. This is so.
That was
amazing.
so funny, though.
This is one of the best relationships I've ever seen. It's so budding, and then and he's holding her cheek, and then they get distracted. Oh, why couldn't he hold? Why couldn't they kiss? Who is like that? Who is doing this? This is literally set up and rushed, and then there's like 2 minutes of development, and they're already wanting to make out. This is fucking ridiculous.
I thought it was fucking
It's out of
hilarious.
place. It's hilarious.
Yes.
It's stupid. How is it hilarious?
It's fucking hilarious because she's like, oh, I like this guy a lot. He's like, oh, people like me never change once they find out. He's like, I will protect you and this and that. And at the very end, her boyfriend shows up and he's walking away. It's like, guess what you get.
God damn. Did
Got
you
him.
see his face, Joe?
Both of them, Theo and Don Lemon, were just like, oof.
Did
awkward.
you see his face? Oh,
are
my
you still gonna
God,
protect
This
her?
is so cringe. This is so
Are you
embarrassing.
still going to protect her?
Joe, I'm telling you right now, that's going to be her brother. That's not her husband. She lied about having a husband because I can already tell the way this series goes.
That
If
was
this
funny,
happens,
though.
mark my
But it
words and
was
give me
funny.
credit.
Just because she's from the South doesn't mean she's marrying her brother.
Bam.
No, she lied about having a husband and she has a brother. Guys, this is
I
just
just-
real
I
bad.
didn't like it,
I tried, and I do not care.
Yes.
And after even more development that you're supposed to care after this, I still don't care. I don't care about Theo and what he does. He feels like he has no purpose anymore. What is Theo's purpose? He got branded by the old black sword. You remember that? Is that going anywhere?
He's the
Is he
Lord of the
important?
Southerners.
He says he has
eventually
he has to
probably.
keep his promise. I honestly forgot what the fuck that was that he has to do.
I don't know. He made that up himself. He's like,
Oh.
I gotta go do something. He's like, yeah, me too. I'm important too. What promise
He's
did you
hiding
give
behind the
me?
tree.
Yeah, maybe he's going to
done.
go save the other trapped, they're calling them wildlings.
Yeah, so I guess if Isildur is Numenorians and they want to keep him doing Numenorian stuff and at the beginning of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the things he has to do, they'll make Theo the Lord of the South. But the Southlands is no more. The Southlands is Mordor now. The Southlands has
Leave
been.
them- leave
there
them
is no
orc babies
Southlands.
alone.
It's Mordor.
Leave alone.
Leave them babies.
They don't
leave them
want
orc
war.
babies alone.
They don't want war.
No,
They just want to be
stop
left alone.
slaughtering families, elves. You sick, disgusting racists. Just leave the orcs alone.
Yes.
Let them do what they do. This is just their nature. And then Galadriel's like, get out of our land!
Go back to the shadow.
You beep! She's like, oh my God, this is the most intolerant, racist piece of shit.
I hate the way she just act. Well, they're both
The way she acts. There's supposed to be this
He's
huge
leading
arc.
the quest. He's leading the quest. She's like, well, we
She's
need this.
still
It's like,
being a
do we need
huge
this? It's like,
Bitch!
yeah.
What is this? And this is the show writers. Don't worry. She's prideful. And you go and you look in the Tolkien lore and you say, where the fuck did they get this interpretation of Galadriel? Because this is
She's
not
not a
Galadriel.
likable
She's
character,
acting like a fucking 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Do you know how old she is right now? She is 3,000 years old. 3,000. Do you know how many
Adolescence.
things and conflicts and disagreements with her friends and outsiders there have probably been in 3,000
You would
years?
think
And
she would
she
let
doesn't
things
know how to
go.
handle it.
Yeah, but it's the
come
From the
on.
book.
It's the modern storytelling thing because you have to, in order they wanted her to be the main character, they want her to have an arc, so they make her act like a teenager. And the problem is, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
They make her act like an impetuous, prideful young warrior. That's the exact words the writer used. impetuous, prideful young warrior.
Who is the general of the Northern armies. You think that impetuous, prideful young warriors become generals of the Northern
Yes,
armies?
apparently.
That's their own writing. And so it's just
How
like...
the fuck did she become general? Yes.
Yeah.
I love your impetuousness, your pridefulness. It just
very,
no.
very elvish.
Listen, from the book, Galadriel is we have
Wait, there are books?
elegance, maturity, grace, wisdom, and there's a subtlety to why she stayed behind. Because if you don't know, Joe, she was offered. I mean, you should know because the show showed it. But even the show, it's like, why does she do that? I don't know. It showed that she's leaving the lands to go to the fucking heaven or whatever, and she's like, I can't go. I got revenge.
I'm gonna go swim.
My fucking brother was killed. I'm gonna go swim for 15 days. I don't fucking know. But there's subtlety to why she stayed behind. Not fucking crude vengeance, and I'm gonna get it. It's like right. She wanted to, I think it was like rule over her own realm and kind of, because when you live this long, you want to see things flourish and things like that. And so they've completely changed Galadriel's character, and we've already gone over this. This is season 1 where she is just a huge impetuous, prideful young warrior, and just a bitch to everybody around her, and we have no idea why. And they say, oh, by the end, she's learned her lesson. No, she's right back to prideful. And even in these episodes, oh, you've learned your lesson, Galadriel. No. And she's right back to it. It's like, what the fuck? Choose something. I want to like Galadriel. Choose something. Oh, well, we got to hold that off for season 3. Oh, we got to hold that off for season 4.
If you make it.
If you make it. Well, they'll make it. They've got money to burn.
They're burning through
money.
Piles
they're
right
burning
now.
through piles. They're going to do it because they're fucking stupid. They're not like Disney where it's like, damn, man, we just wasted $180 million. There's a small group of people screaming at us for season 2, but we have to stop this. I cannot burn any more money. But Amazon's like, I got plenty of money to burn. Jeff Bezos says he wants to see season 3. So it's happening. Anyways, this is a mess.
It is.
Yeah.
This got worse, and I didn't think it could, and we, as we predicted, again, didn't get better, got worse. Then we see the ants, because remember, you see the fucking hobbits, because remember, you see the ants, because remember, you see the Shelob in the last. So I had to look this up.
It was Shelob.
It was Shelob. Remember, I said, well, maybe that's Shelob, and I was like, no. So the actor was like, here's some hints that I get to fight Shelob. Did you notice how I stabbed the spider in the fucking, eye? And then in Peter Jackson's version, if you look at Shelob, there's a wound on one of her eyes. So they tied it with Peter Jackson. That is Shelob. And
So this is big.
And the actor called it Shelob, and it's just does not make sense.
Well, the first, second, and third age are only like 70 years.
Yeah. And this is another thing that we missed in episode 3, that he was, because people forgot, it was 2 years ago. That character, Isildur, was in a burning building where shit had fallen, and his father was like, and we couldn't find him. So apparently, spiders from thousands of miles away decided to crawl all the way
to the burning building.
To the burning building, rescue him. I don't know, turn into firefighters, put out the fire, and spider firefighters, I guess, rescued the motherfucker and took him all the way back.
And held him for that precise
that's
moment
right.
where the horse came.
It's dry-aged meat.
Did not kill him right
It's
away.
the forest. Nobody
did not
ever
hit him with a sticker, and the poison killed him.
But
did
it's
not do
fucking
any of that.
stupid, though.
Actually, wrapped him so loosely that he's able to grab an axe and fight an orc and get out easily. Do you know how fucking strong Silk is?
Shelob is a young and petulant young warrior spider, and like there's no like,
and
she's not she's not from Ungoliant. This is just a new spider that was born 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I love that explanation. To be fair, she's young.
What do you mean? There's books.
Impetuous, prideful young spider.
Yeah,
and she had to show off. No, that was a different one. That was a baby. The Shelob was the bigger one. But and then even that, she hits the guy, and then the guy's head explodes. That is not how spider bites work. I know this is episode 3. We're not even talking about
magic
episode 4.
spider.
The guy's head explodes, and then when she jumps on him, nothing happens. She doesn't even bother to.
He's got plot armor.
He's got plot armor. He throws. There was one cool thing. He threw the spider, and then the spider was just held on, and that was gross.
We know he doesn't die. Which coming back to this episode where he gets sucked in a hole, and you're like, I know he doesn't die. He's fucking important. Like, can we have another person get sucked into the void by a nameless something? Because we know he lives. How are we supposed to have tension here?
Yeah. Exactly. And so throughout this episode 4, no tension, constant stupid decisions, Galadriel being Amazon Galadriel, which we all hate, the member berries ants that amount to really nothing and just bring up more questions than answers. It was cool to see ant wives. I'm sure there's going to be some idiots out there. It's funny, female ants and DEI and these fucking idiots. Like, well, you clearly are not a Tolkien fan. You don't know. Ant wives are an actual thing. There are female ants, and they were written about. And apparently in the lore, they fucking left. They just abandoned. They just we're going east. We're going to start a fucking garden. And then they fucking disappeared. Yeah. And that's because, and we find out why in this episode, because all of this shit is fucking stupid. They're like, I am out of here. And they left and were never heard from again. There's fan theories that the trolls are actually the ant wives corrupted by Sauron because they're big and giant and stuff. But that's not confirmed or anything.
Yeah, there was some weirdness with the ents where she's like, have you ever put axe to tree? And then it's like, look,
and then he's like, yes,
yeah, because I'm alive and everything else on this planet that's a sentient being has done that, and that's not what the ents are for.
Right.
The ents are there to prevent wanton destruction of what right?
Yes.
Not, I needed to cut down this tree.
Did you step on a branch?
Yeah.
No, check out this bow I made.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And so it's like they're shepherds, right? They are tree shepherds. Yeah. And you know what shepherds do come springtime? They kill the fucking lambs. And so it's not that you just don't kill the whole flock or kill half of them. And so it's like, have you ever done that? It's like, lady, you either have crazy PTSD or something's happening, because that whole line of questioning doesn't make a lot of sense.
Guys, and then I think let's just give it a fucking rating, and then we'll go and do the episode breakdown, because there are so many stupid parts, and I'm probably forgetting half of them. We finally get a name for Feminem, the Eminem lady. Her name is the Dweller, and we get a name for the fucking Skeletor guy. His name is, they said it, and it's in the subtitles. I wrote it down somewhere. Grand and something like that. We forgot that we're going to do the breakdown. So I need a rating for episode 4, The Eldest, the first live action debut of Tom Bombadil.
There's a couple more action scenes, but as a whole, I didn't fucking like the stories. I don't care about the Harfoot and what's going on with them and their backstories. Like, we'd never found Sir Rats or whatever. What the fuck was that called?
The Shire?
Well,
Sir
whatever they call it, because they were supposed to take off and find some.
They're trying to find the land, and so
land.
they give you the alternate name of the Shire.
That's how they became nomads or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And she's crying about it, and it's like, we never found our home. And that plot I don't care about. The Theo plot I don't care about. It's kind of fucking wasted. I don't like this whole romantic stuff with them two, and then. Nobody's, I guess, in love with Poppy now.
Oh, I can't wait to see them.
Yeah,
My God, Joe, you reminded me of the desert halfling that now has yet another love story. You see how this show is supposed to be something for everyone. Oh, if the females are watching, so we got to give a love interest to another lady.
Can't wait till they bang.
Yeah, so that's pretty stupid. The whole argument, again, with Galadriel and Elrond. Yeah, it's just like, just fucking shut up and you got to do this mission. shut the fuck up and do
Shut
your
the
mission.
fuck up.
That's it. You wanted to go, you're here. Stop being a fucking baby about it.
Yeah.
She's like, well, you're not going to put me in charge. I'm going to be all bitchy. It's like, your character fucking sucks right now.
Yeah.
And at the end, she's like, oh, she's saving us. She's like, she didn't do it for us. She did it for the ring.
Yep.
It's like this bickering and all this stuff. It's like all these ghosts came
You think
out.
you'd
Oh, this
finally
is gonna
learn
be-
something because he's like, oh, the ring did actually heal somebody, so it can do good maybe. And you see it in his face. Elrond is like coming to grips with it. Next scene, he's like, nah, bitches did that.
And yeah, and like Alex saying, there's like not a lot of tension in this whole fucking series or anything. And
on the new characters they introduce in the worst way.
Yeah. The ghosts come out. I was like, oh, this is going to be a cool scene. I was like, oh, I read this in the book. Here, everyone take with these. They stab them. All right, we're done. I was like, well, that was quick.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no tension in that scene either. I was like, all right, whatever. Honestly, I was just kind of bored. I'm over it. I'm between like a 3 or 4. It's like, I would probably give it a 4. I just don't care.
Yeah, I think that there's some things here that start off better and then end up kind of worse. So it's like the travel scene. It's like, oh, cool, we're going to establish that there's some actual distance, and then they walk.
We're walking.
And then it's like, why are we walking? Yes. And then they're going to go to the Barrow-wights, and then they set up something. It's like, oh, cool, are we going to have like something really amazing? And I think that they completely dropped the ball on this scene. It was such a cool opportunity to set up these Barrow-wights, and then in the middle of it, the Barrow-wights just kind of stopped doing stuff so that Elrond can like grab their weapons. He's like, I read this in the lore somewhere, and it's such a sloppy explanation of everything.
It seemed like I went and read one of Tolkien's books. This is in the lore.
Well, motherfucker, if you read the lore, then you knew that the Barrow-downs were filled with Barrow-wights. So why are we going there when even though she said it, the ring
why
said
did the messenger go there?
Yeah, it's like, well, the messenger may not have read the books, but if he established that he read the books, and then he knows where they live, and he knows that they're in the Barrow-downs, and so it's like, then the scene goes nowhere, and it's stupid, and I agree.
No, Alex, the Barrow-downs haven't. To be fair, the Barrow-downs hadn't been seen for a generation. If the undercurrent throughout this entire episode is that evil is reappearing all throughout the land because of Sauron.
Yeah, but he knows how to kill them, and he
Yes.
evil stuff's popping back up, and so I don't forgive them.
They
for
weren't
that.
there before.
I don't like the force healing. I don't like that they're inventing new powers that we're seeing there, and I think the bickering is really driving me crazy. I think we did a whole season that I hated of her being an idiot teenager, and I think that we did the thing where she realized and she made the mistake, the ultimate mistake, and I don't know if it was truly romance, but like they set up this like will they won't they with Sauron type thing, and then that should have been the moment. Romance. That should have been the moment where she grows up and she goes, I can't do this anymore. I need to be better. And she's still being a fucking idiot child. I'm the only one. With her best friend. This isn't the king. This is her best fucking friend. The person who's like, I'm going to have a daughter and you're going to bang her. And like
1,000 years. What?
That's what happens. I mean,
Elrond has a daughter. No,
she has a daughter with
Elrond,
teleporno, and then he's like, yeah. Or what happens. That's what happens. And then then we go to the Southlander stuff, and I just don't give a shit. I hate
that. May not happen, Alex, because apparently she doesn't have a husband.
Yeah, well, he's off some. I don't know where he is. He's doing.
He might have been killed, and she doesn't look for him.
He's dead, and then her daughters.
I think that's the excuse for why she doesn't look.
Where does Arwen come from?
I have no idea.
Okay. The Soutlanders don't care at all. I think I was watching this scene where Isildur gets sucked in the mud, and I was like, why is Isildur in the mud? Throw the girl in the mud. If you throw the girl in the mud, and then Isildur has to decide if he wants to save her.
You want to know why they didn't throw the girl in the mud? Because it's so blatant. Writers, we want the audience to like this character. We've already had 2 of the main characters deride her and point at her. You're bad. So she's got to have the hero moment to save them both.
But she doesn't actually.
So she has to be outside to put the fucking tree.
Yeah, but you can actually put tension in the scene where you're like, does Isildur do the right thing and save a prisoner? Establish that he's actually a fucking good guy.
This isn't about Isildur. This is about Wild Lady. Estrid. That's the problem. Yeah. When you have an opportunity, like you said, to build up Isildur, you're building up Estrid instead.
Yeah, and so does it. Like, I don't buy it. I don't buy that she's wiping actual shit off his face, and you miss the spot, and she's like, lady, no. Like, this is fucking gross. The Ant Wives thing, I think, was kind of like part of it was touching, and part of it was just not done very well. Where it's like, have you ever touched an axe to a tree? And it's like, yeah, of course I have. Again, elves have since the fucking beginning. The gods even said that it's fine to do as long as it's not mass destruction.
I do appreciate how that Ant Wife killed Estrid. It was awesome.
Yeah, bark slapped her.
When she fucking hit her
did.
at full force.
She's like 80 pounds.
And full force.
Into a fucking boulder.
Into a rock, a boulder. She's dead. I don't know about y'all, but that character's dead.
She died.
She died.
This just seems kind of like trying to fill in the gaps that Peter Jackson. I truly do believe that they're like, he didn't want to show Tom Bombadil. We showed Tom Bombadil.
No Ant Wives. Ant Wives were gone by then.
And no old man. What they call him in this one, Iron Tree, because it's supposed to be Old Man Willow. Old Man Willow was originally cut, and like so they putting all this other stuff in. And then for Tom Bombadil, this was better than I thought it was going to be, and I still think they missed the mark. I needed him to be happier. I needed him to be jollier, him to be singing his songs with a little bit more gusto. And then there's this weirdness where he's like talking to Goldberry in the other room, and then he's like, no, she's not here. It's like, motherfucker, you were just talking to her. What do you mean? Like, so I don't think this episode is very good. I don't know if I'm growing numb to the badness, where it's just, they call it the fire hose thing, where you just kind of, there's so many bad things coming at you that you just, grow numb to it. So I think probably, what'd you give it?
He said 3 or 4.
I'm between 3 or 4, and I just don't know which. And
I'm going 3.
Yeah.
Because the confirmation of Gandalf and Saruman and all the member berries, and at every turn, every time you're trying to do something, member, you're doing it worse. And the writers, and then the Galadriel character, it's just confirmation that we are in for shit the rest of the time. Member berries and trying to do their own thing and taking something that's been written for you, making it your own, but making it worse.
Yeah.
That's why it's a 3. What do you think?
It was better than last episode, because that one was
I
just
didn't
like
remember what I gave the last
Yeah,
episode.
me neither, because it was just like terrible.
I think y'all gave it a 3. I gave it a 3.
Back in Newman.
If I gave the last one a 3, then I'm going to give this one a 3.
Okay, so Joe 3, me 3.
No
you
Fatty
3.
Lumpkins 3.
All right, we're gonna go into the episode breakdown. You'll see why exactly it is a 3.
And it's just bad.
It's bad. But thank you for coming and watching our show, and we will heal together.
The token therapy session.
The token therapy session. That's
just let
right.
it out. Let it out.
Garbage for lore fans, for purists of the lore that want a retelling that's faithful and respectful. It's motherfucking 3. Might even be lower.
This ain't it, Chief.
For those.
Yeah.
But for people that don't care, they're like, I don't give a shit about Tolkien. I don't give a shit about what's written. I don't even give a shit about Peter Jackson and how this links there. I just want to watch something playing in front of me. Then I can see, even that being better. I look at IGN and they're like, this is not very good. Even them are like, I'm disappointed. I see all the good reviewers are like, those people, those sick, disgusting people shitting on this show. I wish the show was better. So even they have to admit, and it's like, so I'm a sick, disgusting individual.
Yes.
Like, I understand what they're talking about.
There are
racist
some
people,
there are horrible
weirdos,
people, yeah.
But they're lumping everybody in, and it's just like, shut the fuck up and stop coping so hard. Because even when you're just looking for something expertly written or competent or something that can stand the test of time and not just another show on ABC. This is just another show. The writers and the directing level is at that, but with huge amounts of money so that it looks like it's, better than that. Yeah. So the best parts weren't in this. Charlie's performance as Sauron, and I even like the Durin and his wife stuff because there's actual good dialogue. It's almost as if, when he had the conversation, when she and Durin were talking to each other as a loving husband and wife and wanting the best for the kingdom and for each other and to go speak with your father. And when she talks to the Durin king and tries to appeal to him, his strength to get him to talk to his son again. All that shit was really expertly written. And I'm like, where did this come from? Did somebody else write this section? Were they on drugs? I don't understand. Stay on it if that's what you're going to do, because they are capable of it, and that's what makes all the rest of this stuff so much worse when you see that it can't live up to a simple scene like that. All right. So 3 out of 10 for this one. We'll go into the episode breakdown. So the episode begins with them asking for, she goes, I want an archer and 2 swordsmen, and then we go to the scene with the tiny little
the commander.
Oh, right. Yeah. Can you handle the being?
Yes. Guess what?
A lieutenant.
I'll get you what you
You're
need.
just a lieutenant. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. We don't care about this. And then for some reason, like you guys said, they don't take horses. They run the whole fucking way over there.
450
time is
miles.
of the essence, Joe.
Time
Let's
is
walk.
of the essence. And they get to a moment. Oh, no, the bridge is out. We must go the bad way through all of the shit and
weeks.
evil because we have to hurry up. Do we not own horses?
No.
All right. And then that's when Galadriel says, no one else can do this. Because this is the work of Sauron. The bridge is out. It must be the work of Sauron.
Something has
God
awoken him.
damn,
No.
man. Sauron is really
Not
doing
something.
a whole lot while he's in one
Yeah.
location.
I would love to
is.
see him
like
do all this.
fucking
Other stuff.
teleporting and fucking
Man, he's
blowing a bridge.
overworked. He needs more pay.
raising whites from the dead and fucking bringing Shelob and spiders into the world further closer to humans.
It's a tough job being the Dark
Tough
Lord.
job. And again, we get more stuck up fucking stubbornness and pride in her interactions with Elrond throughout this whole episode, as she, she wants to go this way and he wants to go this way, and she's like, no, Elrond, and he's like, I'm not hearing you. I'm in charge. We're going this way. It's like, stranger wanders into Tom Bombadil's home, and his map blows away, and then he's led to the tree, and he looks at the tree and he goes, of course, and he starts ripping off a branch. Of course, the branch. It's like, but you're looking. None of this makes sense. Just the way, like, I don't understand how this is written. The character motivations is just like, it's like Acolyte, where everybody's motivation changes in an instant.
It's just for the audience. It's like, oh, he's finally going to get his staff. Yeah.
Because it's a magical tree and it's a magical staff. And I was looking at that branch. I was like, that's not a staff neither, but okay. So anyway, the tree sucks him in. And Tom Bombadil singing the whole time. He's just looking. He's like, yeah, whatever.
It's like, oh, you're awake. Awake too soon.
And yes, and then so that's when he woke up and was wandering. Now the Harfoots woke up. So the fucking tornado, which blew these assets,
Killed 2 men.
is a motherfucking harmless rider's prop.
It killed 2 men.
In order to
Or
just
two,
separate
3.
the characters from each other, so that they can have their own stupid. It's like, God
I
damn it.
knew that was going to happen,
knew
too,
it.
and I didn't want it, but...
It's the writing trope.
Yes.
It's so weak. And so, but Skeletor survived the tornado, and then he's looking for them, and the
Do we meet
Harfoots are like, oh,
again?
shit. And then they roll down the hill, and then they just so happen to run into another Harfoot because they rolled down a hill.
He's not a Harfoot.
He's
He's not a Harfoot.
a stool. He's a stoop. I think it's a stoop.
Stool.
Is the actual thing, which is
Store-
not much
store?
better than a piece of stool.
Store? For store.
Stoor? I thought it was stoop. Whatever.
He's a stool.
He's a stool. And yet again, I don't know. And who's clapping at the screen?
Look at his hair. It's so cool.
Did you hear like that?
More.
And then he immediately falls in love with Poppy.
Yeah.
Oh. And then the audience members who love the Estrid and Isildur, will they, won't they, flirtatious, is like, yes! I got another
Yeah, wipe that
relation
dirt
with-
off his face. He keeps talking about indoor plumbing. It's making her so hot. And then...
Yeah, the Estrid has like the,
watering doors?
Oh my god, that's so cool. And then Isildur being an awkward moron's like, would your boyfriend like to see it too? It's like, where did that come from? Holy shit. Isildur, I hope you die alone.
he's got some kinks. All right.
He's testing the waters, Alex.
And then her teeth are so goddamn white, like just like
She's Venerean.
So she's a wild woman. and she's fucking branded, and she's got dirt all over her face, but her teeth are veneers.
Yeah.
No. Anyways, yellow her teeth up. You can't do that anymore because it's no longer the 80s. You ever go back and watch an 80s movie, 80s, 90s, even in 70s? Everybody's teeth is fucked up. Now you watch a movie, they're all like 100%.
They look like the Rex Ryan teeth, where it's like you land an airplane by a smile. It's like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. All right. So then he takes them to his village of other
Stools.
Harfoot stools.
It's a
other
septic
stools.
tank.
And yeah, it is. And I guess they tie him up thinking they're with the Dark Wizard. And I think this is where they do the stupid line of Grand.
Yes.
Who's your friend that you're looking for? Some kind of elf? He's a grand elf? He's Grand Elf?
I hope that's nothing. I really hope that they've been dropping all these heavy hints, and then it turns out that he's just a fucking random. Well, it's probably that because, again,
You
if you're
have to go with the lowest common denominator.
I know, but I really do hope that it's the other way. And
What other way? That it was all for nothing?
that he's a blue wizard and his name's like.
I hope so, too.
His name's like Tim.
I'll take it.
But then why did you do the grand?
Yeah, why did you do
need
all
a
this stuff?
grand, and we're going half the way? Why did you do the grand? An elf. Grand elf. Why did you do that?
Yeah, the lamb's name. There's all sorts of hints, and I just hope that they're all just nonsense, and then it's
Me too. But I wrote here at this point he's confirmed as Gandalf.
Do you think that it's Saruman confirmed?
And I'll tell you why it's
I
confirmed.
think so.
It's because Tom Bombadil is talking to him and leading him. They would not do that if it wasn't Gandalf. Now, there is a 10% chance it's still a blue wizard, because that also was the blue wizard's objective. They were sent to Middle-earth in order to help out against the evil. So you can still have a mission to stop both of them, because Tom Bombadil's like, you got to stop both of them, which he's referring to Sauron and the Dark and Sour Man. Okay. But yeah, he takes him to the village and they tie him up.
He gets his Witcher scene, Geralt scene where he's in the bathtub.
Yes.
Fucking balls floating up to the surface.
Oh,
and then Tom's like, you got to use soap, you dirty bastard. Here you go.
Yeah, and then the stupidest thing happens. I don't understand. He's singing.
Yeah.
And
Always singing.
Goldberry is singing too.
Yeah.
And I have the subtitles on and it says Goldberry, and then she's singing, and he's like, hey, is there a woman over there?
He also says, Goldberry, don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy, sing.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, is there a woman over there?
I'm not alone, you're here.
Beep. That's literally what Tom says. That's the equivalent of what he says. What the fuck is this? What are you talking about? He pretends he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yes.
Is Goldberry not a woman? And then
Not
so they'll
technically.
say, they said, no, it's not a woman. What are you talking about? There's no woman. So that's what it is. It's just, I don't know. It's mysterious. It's trying to make
there's
it
a
interesting.
crazy river spirit lady in there.
No, not a lady. It's not a lady. What are you talking about? He was trying to say, is there someone else? I'm naked in here. Do I just get up and go out? Do you have guests? He couldn't make it any more clear. And because he wants to play with the stupid, she's not a human woman, then I don't know who you're talking about. I hate it. And he's like, what are you? It seems like inappropriate, but I guess because he's doing his magic, he's got a piece of paper that turns into bread. He sneezes and the fucking fire goes, and he's clearly magical. And so he's like, "What are you?
Teach me your ways.
And he goes, "I am eldest.
And the first.
I am the eldest." So I guess
He starts describing stuff. I've seen things.
I don't lie. So it's like, you don't know what. I guess they still keep it vague, but for viewers, a lot more people are going to think, "Oh, he's just the eldest wizard of them all." In Istildor, what is the word?
Ishtar?
Ishtar. He is the eldest Ishtar, but that's not who Tom Bombadil is. Maybe, like, we never really know, and at least in the lore, I mean, some people are saying this is fucking Tolkien himself. You know, it's self-injecting him.
Yeah, he already has his old self-insert. I don't buy it.
Yeah, well, there's lots of theories on that, but so they pretty much say he was there before everybody. So is he? What's the word for the god in the universe that created the song? Livitar, Uwilda, or whatever. Blabba-dooba-da, okay?
Yeah.
He's like, teach me magic. And he's like, all right, prove yourself worthy of me teaching you.
You're not ready yet.
And then he realizes, oh, my God, I wasn't meant to find some random thing. I was meant to find you. So that Tom can tell him about the Dark Wizard and that the Dark Wizard needs an ally. And if he and Sauron team up, all of Middle-earth will be burned. He's talking about the movies. And he's like, well, why don't you help to stop him? And Tom goes,
I'm a wanderer and a warrior.
I want to collect lilies. That's why. Lilies are beautiful.
I'm good.
Look, I might get it. Like gardening and like hanging out and making bread.
Better
that
than
sounds
war.
way cooler than whatever else they
And fighting the Dark Wizard and
Yeah.
preventing more lilies from being burned. Okay. So, and if he was sent before all the other wizards and he's just a wizard, then he's derelict in his duties. I just want to help. I don't want to help. You do it. It's because he says it's your fate. He implies that it's his mission and he's meant to do it. So if he's meant to do it, then it's pretty much all confirming he's Gandalf. And confirming for me that this is all really bad fan fiction.
Could be Tim.
It's like 90% Gandalf, 10% Blue Wizard, Tim. And I agree with this name. I really want it to be Tim.
Yeah.
Tim the Blue Wizard. I swear to God, I'll give you some extra points, Ring of Power.
10 out of 10.
If you make it
If he's Tim the Enchanter, 10 out of 10.
The episode he's revealed as Tim, 10 out of 10. But not the whole thing.
No.
Okay.
If the whole season's a shit post for Tim the Enchanter, I'd give the season a 10 out of 10.
What do you mean a shit post? There's nothing here. There better be more scenes of Tim going choo, 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 like you said.
What's your favorite color?
Wait, was that guy's name Tim?
The Enchanter. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Blue. No green. And blue.
Okay, so that's what you're saying. If
Yeah.
it's Tim from Monty Python,
if it's
Holy
Tim
Grail,
the Enchanter,
10
out of 10. But it's not.
I thought he was just making this name up.
No,
I didn't
no.
know that.
No, he's wearing dirty fucking robes.
What is your favorite color?
Yeah. All he needs is the Rams. The Rams.
Yes.
I agree. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
The whole thing.
Whole thing.
If it's Tim. the
Retcon season 1 score to 9.
And at the very end, he goes, "What? It's your favorite color?" to Sauron.
Yeah.
The elves find the messenger sent to Celebrimbor dead. And that's when I was like, this world, it's a bunch of sound stages. It's so small. You ended up in the exact same spot. And then I will say that when the chains come out, they drag the dude in the hole. I'm like, you're an elf. Why aren't you doing cool elf things and cutting the... it's just Galadriel that is the only one that can go...
She's the best one. You gotta make sure.
Because then she faces off against 50 orcs by herself, which is realistic if you think about Legolas. He killed like 127 or something.
Quite a bit.
But yeah, so he dies. But there is a cool effect when the wreath, what is it? The white comes up from the ground and it's just like.
Yeah,
And
I was
then
like, oh,
his
this is
thing
gonna be a cool
falls back.
scene. Oh, door, guys, I read a book. Here, everyone, take one, and it's over.
Yeah. That scene needed to be much longer.
Yes,
And it needed to be,
should have.
This is where you would have got some points.
Yeah,
from this.
absolutely.
exactly.
It
But
could
I
have been
can't
cooler.
really include a bunch of points because it just, as soon as it starts, it ends.
I was like, oh, this is cool. Oh, okay. Whatever.
Their eyes are
All right,
glowing
let's
and they're
move on.
slowly moving towards you.
It's
and then
cool.
They cut them, and this effect was cool. Cut, and then beep, 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 and I was like, okay, I'll give you something for that. But he says, I read the law. According to lore,
I read the script. Here, everyone.
he killed them with the weapons they were buried with.
Yeah, that just is weird. I don't think that's not
like-
that's not how that works. There's like special weapons.
I do like how that, if that is how it works, I kind of like that. You can use that in an RPG. But anyway, Galadriel just stands around while this is happening, and she herself gets hooked because she's standing around not following Elrond. And then
Because you can't tell her what to do.
Right.
How dare you?
That's exactly why. And then Elrond saves her. But then I was like, oh, you can't be saving. The writers and the directors are like, oh, well, she's a female. You can't have a male saving the female. So then she immediately, gets up and attacks and kills one. Oh, my God, it actually works this time. And then the others are also killing ones. And it's because of the swords they were buried with. And then Don Lemon is suspicious of the girl. And it's Aaron, the Estrid is her name. And he reveals her. She's
got ringworm. It's like, oh, gross, lady.
I feel asleep next to the campfire. That's what happened.
That's why he lets her go, and she walks behind them. And, of course, she saves them, so we have a random scene just created so that she can save them. It's not.
How do they know that
she
she saved them because they were inside of a worm and they cut their own way out? Like, they have no idea that she saved them.
I hate the whole worm swallowing whole, not using any tentacles, teeth. You see its mouth and it has all these sharp things. It's how did you get in there? Plus your head is the size of this, like that can't fit. What?
I've seen videos, man.
You've seen videos. I knew you've seen videos.
I knew you were gonna say something about that.
I only said it because his
Alex
face
can't help himself. Don't say it's his face.
Oh,
it already popped into your mind. That was literally milliseconds. It appeared in Alex's mind.
It's always there, but making him uncomfortable is funny.
Joe. Anyways.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Don Lemon.
What do we call this? We call this one supper.
He cuts his way out, and he has a chunk of meat, and he's like, I'm going to eat it. And it's like, you don't know if you can eat it.
Bro, that could be fucking poisonous.
Give it to the lady first, lady. Oh, don't eat this,
See?
guys. Don't eat it.
I would have laughed there. They were looking for a laugh with the supper. I would have laughed if they had gone that direction, where she's off. This is awful. He's like, yeah, we shouldn't eat that. That's funny. We shouldn't eat.
It's misogynistic.
After somebody, okay, I would have, even if it was Isildur, it still would have been funny. It was a cool effect, but the budget, they, hurry it up. We can only show it. You can't actually have a fight with it. Just move on. This is not Witcher, so you're not going to get a monster fight. You just moved on because he saved her. And then,
She pulls a knife on him. He gives her the key to the manacles, and he's like, "Oh,
I can never change."
Yeah,
They
and
won't
she's
let
like,
me.
"I'm sorry," and then she pulls the knife, and she's like, "Yeah, I gotta run away," and it's like,
and then just then, it just so happens,
birch slap.
The ants show up, and the female ant, Winterbloom is her name. She kills Estrid. Then, after Don Lemon stops her. Stops the Winterbloom by talking to her, but she then asks him, "Have you ever used firewood?" And he's like, "Yes." And she's like, "Ah!" He's like, "Oh,
yeah, that's not what ants do."
We build things, and sometimes we use wood.
With your bow.
We need to live.
It's on your back right now, and your arrows.
Even better. The bow on your
Never.
back.
I was like, what is this?
You liar. But the stupidest scene and dialogue follow. It's this scene where you get to see the Ents again, right? In the sequel or a prequel or whatever. It felt to me like I was watching. Joe, you ever seen Neverending Story?
Yes.
It's solid. It's cheesy as fuck, but it's solid, right? Have you ever seen Neverending Story 3?
No, I was gonna say
there's a 3.
There's a 3. I think.
2
Have you
I've
ever seen 2?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you seen 2. You see how cheap like the rock guy looked.
These strong hands.
Yeah, and everything gets worse and worse. Well, wait till you see 3. And then
check it out.
Yeah, the flying. What was that guy's name?
Falcor.
Falcor. Yeah, Falcor looks worse and worse. And it's watching these two pontificate and talk and do their dialogue and this stuff made me think of where I'm watching Neverending Story 3. No, I'm watching Neverending Story 4.
I thought you were gonna say like those pizza places with the robots with the one eye closed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, their faces were stupid looking compared to, Treebeard.
We just needed to do almost the same thing where it's like, prove to me that you're not these humans and orcs running through, because I mean that's what it would be about. That's what tree shepherds do.
Yeah,
and they decided to do like their own fucking thing because this whole series is about them doing their own fucking thing.
Right.
And it's not the right way.
And then doing their own thing poorly because they inject a line into Theo's mouth because they're like, oh yeah, Theo's here. We have to have him say something. And Theo goes, do they even know peace? And what a what? Just so that the ends can go, yeah, we know peace, blah, 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 blah.
I was going to be like, Theo, do you even know how to fucking shut up?
What the
God
fuck
damn
are
it,
you
Theo.
talking about? What are these people talking about? Or maybe it was Isidore
after
that
the
said it. I don't
rain.
know who said it, but it was a stupid-ass line. Do they know peace? And they're like, we know peace. And they explain how they know peace.
After the
What is
storms,
this?
The calm, the birds.
It's just to set up the fact that they let everyone go. And it didn't make any sense. The next scene, people are walking around a corner, and the fucking wild guys are the ones that have been branded to be a part of the fucking Dark Army. They let go too.
The ones that
clearly they picked those guys up previously, and they were chopping down axes and trees and
Those
shit.
are the ones
but we're gonna let them go
were gonna
too.
kill everyone. And
Right.
They stole the horses.
We're gonna let them go too. Just because? Why? Because Arondir said, "Hey, these are my friends too." And they said, "Oh, you mean the ones that were fucking with shit are your friends?" Yeah, no, fuck you.
The whole time he was there chopping his big ass
Right.
fucking tree.
What the fuck are they letting these guys go for?
Yeah.
So stupid. They break their own rules. They break their own reason for
Yeah.
having
Like,
them in the fucking
it's-
series. Because that's not the reason why they're in the series. They're in the series because member berries. That's all this fucking thing is. It's poor fan fiction. I'm gonna have the ants could show up, and the ants are gonna say, "I know peace."
And she's gonna have flowers, so you know that she's an ant wife.
Of all the things to fucking say, she could have explained, maybe hinted at where the ant wives go in the lore. No, that's not mentioned. It must have happened after this. So the ant wives are still around. And like I said, the explanation is the Second Age was so stupid, the ant wives just fucking left. They're like, fuck this place. We're leaving. We don't care if we die.
They're gonna swim.
They
to
abandoned
Valinor.
their husbands. Yeah, and that's why there's no ant wives by the time you get to Peter Jackson. All right, anyways, they let everyone go, including people who have almost certainly felled trees.
Yes.
And then everything is hunky-dory with Theo when he's let go. Theo and Don Lemon are, oh, but
He's like, thank you. Thank you, Dad.
Yeah.
We set this up not 17 minutes ago in the last episode. Maybe
I
37
don't need
minutes
nothing
ago.
from you.
It is
Thank you.
resolved.
Dad.
I don't want to never to speak to you
I
again.
love you.
That is this level. I don't understand anybody sitting there going, yeah.
Well, and then Arondir looks at him and goes, "Come with me." And then Theo's like, "Why? Like, why the fuck? I don't know how to do anything."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "No, I've got promises I got to keep." So it's like either he made promises to the imprisoned Southlanders
That's what
that he's
was-
gonna like rescue them, or he made some promises about being Lord of the new people. Because
Why didn't they show that to us?
I don't.
It's
we probably
coming
did,
later.
but we
Oh,
missed
because it's
it.
a seed.
I don't
Oh,
remember.
you're gonna. Oh man, you really want to see next episode. You really want to see what Theo's talking about.
Can't wait to see
No,
Theo.
I don't. Nobody wants to see Theo. Nobody. Even Theo doesn't want to see Theo.
And time to go in for the kiss. Oh no. Okay.
There you go. Estrid's husband
awkward.
interrupts a kiss, but it's likely her brother or a family member or something, and he has the stupidest look on his face. It's hilarious.
They're both like, ooh, as he walks away.
Yeah, the elves. Then the elves see the orcs marching, and one of them gets fucking shot on accident.
Yes.
This is so competent. I love this stuff. And he's like, ah! I mean,
Shut up. It's like, I just been shot. Fuck you, Tony. Shut up. Fuck you.
because they were out hunting horses.
The horses just like
They're
appeared out of
hunting
nowhere.
horses.
Yeah, they're like, oh, let's get some meat. Oh, and a miss, but I got something else. That'd be my kind of shot. That's my shot.
you accidentally kill.
They try to keep him quiet as he's dying, so it turns into Saving Private Ryan. Shh, shh. And
And
but
the power ring activates.
yeah, should have glowed more with the power of heart, fire, water. Elrond sees this,
Tree.
and now maybe maybe he was wrong to doubt that the ring can do good. And then she gives him the ring. She's oh, wow. She would never do that if blah, blah, blah. Gives him the ring. Tells him, go to Region. He says, all right. And then Galadriel stands proudly against 30 orcs, despite herself handpicking 2 swordsmen and 1 archer, specifically for the job of fighting enemies if they ever encounter them on their way. Nah. But she says, leave. Only I can handle Sauron.
Yeah, I think if this had been handled as her trying to create a diversion and where she's like moving away and shooting while moving and stuff, I think I would have appreciated the scene a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Her brashly standing against overwhelming forces in the completely middle of an army is so fucking dumb. They wanted to set up another one of these moments where look how much of a fucking boss she is. It's like she thinks she's the only person that can stop Sauron. And so because she thinks that she's the only person, she would not be sacrificing herself. I do buy that she would create a diversion because she's so full of her fucking self.
Right, and she's already safely in a distance.
But her moving one way.
But not only does she present herself like a fucking moron, but then she charges them.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're doing as far as filming. They just like her.
And then she says, "Go back where you came from, you beep." And the audience was shocked.
Wow, she said "orc" with the hard R.
Yeah, I was like, "Wow,
whoa, lady, you can't say that."
Do you know the orcs have fucking babies and families,
and they don't want to fight?
There's children here.
They don't want to fight. They just want to go back to their
They're fighting
families.
for their freedom.
Why don't you feel sorry for them? She is a disgusting racist. And then she slaughters these innocent people as she charges them, screaming and looking all weird, faced, and she goes crazy. This is how it would be written in the books.
There's books?
Yeah. So they make her look horrific and racist because orcs just want to live in peace with their families. But eventually,
do they even know peace?
Do they know peace?
Do they know peace?
Do they know peace? Do they even know the concept of peace? Motherfucker, we speak English. Yes, we know peace. We live for thousands of years. We stand in one place, soaking the sun all day long. We know peace. Do you know peace, you human filth, disgusting, that you kill each other on a constant basis because one of you worships one thing and another worships another, you stupid blood bag?
Oh, wow. We're getting way too racist.
Wow. Well, that's what Galadriel said. I'm sorry.
Galadriel's rubbing off on you.
There is evil here. There is evil abound.
The evil's not gone. Then why is it in me? It's like, because you're evil.
Why is it the evil not gone from me? Galadriel finally is captured. She gets brought down and captured by Adar himself. Yeah. And there's still plenty of Adar scenes, which makes it really weird that the actor left because he's like, I need to pursue other acting opportunities where I can.
Well, I think he read the script and he's like, no, I do not want to be in this fucking show anymore.
You missed his quote. He's like, I need to pursue better.
Oh,
better roles.
Better.
Need to pursue different roles. He tried to say something nice. Anyways, and then the credits song plays, which was so awful.
I turned it off. I turned it off.
So
like
no, guys. No, it literally smashes to black in an instant. There's no way you didn't hear that song.
Oh, I heard it for about 5 seconds and turned it off.
You were like, "That is the dumbest shit I
don't
ever
need to
heard."
hear. I don't need to hear this person sing.
Yeah. To what just happened, it's so inappropriate. It reminds me of The Acolyte, where they do this song that is like
the witch
a
rap
pop song,
was really good.
Witch rap in Star Wars. Oh my God!
Rap battles are kind of a thing in Lord of the Rings.
Let us sing together, or whatever.
But that's the hot new thing. We need a hot villain, so that's what we're doing.
Yeah,
like the Acolytes. We got Manny, and this one we got
Sauron.
Sauron.
Oh, Sauron. Yeah, Sauron. The toxic relationships.
Yeah.
All right, this episode, in my opinion, one of the worst. It's maybe only marginally better in some parts because there's a little bit of action CGI stuff. But when you look at the writing and what it implications for the lore, and it's just continued character arcs that just go nowhere, and most of the episode is taken up by the two plots that we care about the least, the Isildur and his girlfriend, and
you don't care
Theo
about these
and
characters
the
are fucking terrible.
This is terrible. So it's just as worse as the last worst one, and this is bad. It's bad from Tolkien Purist standpoint. They're done a long time ago.
Tolkien Purists hated the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah, well, some of them. I think. Even,
the purists,
like those are hardcore. But but destroying, manipulating the lore at will to make something inferior, and then it's just bad from a writing standpoint, a dialogue standpoint, setting these characters up. Bad from character development. Galadriel is still the same prideful asshole.
Yes.
No one cares about most of the other characters. The Rune storyline is the worst kind of member berries, especially if they're going Gandalf versus Sour Man. And instead of
we have the Harfoot. Too.
Well, that's the Rune storyline. Okay. Instead of introducing something new, it's used to play with old characters because they think the audience is too dumb to handle anything else. So they have to do the flailing.
I think the big problem that I have with the Harfoot thing is them meeting up with this other tribe and then referencing so hard about the founding of the Shire.
Yeah.
It leads me to believe that we have gone a season and a half, however many hours it is, leading up to something that ultimately does not matter. Mm-hmm. If we keep the two Harfoots with not Gandalf, whatever he is, probably Gandalf. But if you keep him with him, at least they're important to the story because they could save him in some way, could give him some motivation. Separating them and then trying to set up this thing where they're going to potentially lead these other groups somewhere else.
That's what's happening. They're just coming back together. It's a separation contrivance to put them
That just means that we have wasted all of our time and they truly had no purpose.
That's what I've been saying with this entire show.
No,
it's just confirmation.
They couldn't interact with Tom Bombadil because Tom Bombadil's purpose is to interact with Gandalf only and help Gandalf on the path of light. Listen, it's hard to care. It's so hard to care about Isildur,
whatever.
Arondir's stepson Theo, newcomer Estrid. Why is it so hard to care about them?
Because they're written
terribly. Why? Now you understand bad writing. It's like, why don't I care? Because it's written poorly. Because all of their character development is rushed. It's like, and they use the worst shortcuts and writing tropes and then turn around and act in the stupidest ways. Yeah. You don't care.
Yeah, he's one of the most important humans ever, and I don't give a fuck about him at all. And I mean,
this motherfucker takes on Sauron in his most powerful form.
That's only Peter Jackson made that up. That didn't happen.
How did he separate the ring from Sauron's finger in the book?
He's dead. He's pretty much dead on the ground, and he cuts his finger off.
But it was cool.
Who cuts his finger off?
Isildur. But
that's what I'm saying.
But Sauron is dead.
This motherfucker has the gumption to take on.
No, he's dead. Sauron is dead when he cuts his finger off.
Oh, he's motherfucking dead.
Gil-galad and Elendil pretty much 2v1 him, and they mortally wound all of each other.
Oh, so there's an even better battle in the goddamn book.
Yeah. He has this like named spear that I don't remember of, and like there's like paragraphs about how cool this spear is, and then like God looks at it, it'll cut God, and like they kill him, and then Isildur gets up and goes, "You killed my dad, I'm gonna take off your finger. Fuck you."
That's more like this version of Isildur. Yeah. But Peter Jackson had to condense something, and it's really expensive to do that kind of battle. So I understand and can forgive the condensing of that. But here in this, you're given 40 episodes, and somehow you're still condensing and fucking it up in the condensing.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
This one I really miss. So I didn't miss the Numenorian story. Like we didn't talk about it at all. Like I was kind of glad that they weren't there.
Yes.
Tired of that shit. But I do really miss the Eregion plotline and the Dwarven plotline. I think. Hopefully that means this next episode will be just those three plot lines, and I'll just sleep.
That's going to be nothing but the capture.
Yeah.
They'll be talking there. That's about it.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
you mean
we're making
Galadriel's capture? She'll just be sitting in a hut. Okay.
All right, so the after show has some funny bits because it's like we always get these scripts and then we say, "What is happening?" That's what the actor said. I get these scripts and then I say, "What is happening?"
Which actor said that?
Isildur.
Oh, okay.
And then the other guy, Arondir's actor, goes, "Wait, you get a script? They didn't send me a script. What the fuck?" He's like. He meant that they send him an outline, and the other guy got caught in a lie. He's, it's not a script, it's outline, But I also learned that Arondir, that actor, he's Puerto Rican, Borinquen. You are no longer Don Lemon. I won't call you Don Lemon no more. Now you're Borinquen. So I get a Puerto Rican elf. Nice. And he's got some pictures. He's doing the thing, and he's in the Puerto Rican flag. I love him. All right, it's just like I said. There's not much here for the actors to work with. They're given or not given the scripts, barely given outlines, and then when they get there, they're like, "What is happening?" It's perfect.
Yeah.
I do what now?
That's what he said. And they're like, "Oh shit! This is supposed to be the promo. You're supposed to, say something different. Like this is really good stuff."
Yeah,
But
All right, and they are highlighting Tom Bombadil guiding the stranger. They wouldn't highlight with whimsical music Tom guiding Saruman. So he's not going to, this stranger's not, there's theories that he's actually Saruman and he's going to fall later on. No. They've already paid lip service to him crossing paths with Tom too, by the way. Saruman, he's like, there was another that came to me with honey, or we had honey together or something like that. And he went off, and now he rules Rune. Like I said, could still be blue wizards, but smaller chance because they keep dropping all these hints.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it would be a tough thing to even hint that Saruman was even close to being evil early. So I'm thinking Dark Wizard has to be fallen blue wizard, and this has to be Gandalf.
Oh, the worst choice, the most podge choice.
But you can't have Saruman.
You can't have
Saruman can't be evil now. Like it doesn't make any fucking
because
like
he is supposed to. If you didn't know, Saruman's actually good. He's good.
He until very, very, very late in the story, and then bad shit happens.
Yeah.
But like him being evil and like having a cult and trying to kill a new wizard coming like this.
Maybe he was evil, and he had a cult that was willing to do his killing, and then he went good. And then he went bad.
Oh, so he came to Earth and went, "I am bad," and then he has the "I am good" later.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's
and
fun.
then went back to "I am bad" for Peter Jackson's movies, which is why it's almost certainly Gandalf. When this show has chosen time and time again, member berries, nostalgia, and the lowest common denominator. So I rest my case: 90% Gandalf, 10% Blue Wizard, and that's only my wishful thinking. So that's it. Yeah, 3 out of 10. And I think the tease at the next episode was making the rings for men. And what else? Did y'all see the teaser?
No, I don't want to watch.
And
Anytime
I just finished it.
fuck.
you guys are gonna put out the bare minimum viable product. I'm gonna put the bare minimum viable watching.
Yeah, it's over. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for watching. And we will see you here next week when we will grieve more and have group therapy more for some of the best story writing and storytelling and written works and beautiful fantasy lore
What
that
are you
there has
watching?
ever been. Not Rings of Power. That was
Yeah, it's like, wait, what are you watching?
that was Tolkien, reading Tolkien. All right. Bye, guys.